rank your how much these things matter in this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Jrue Holiday's age, Jrue Holiday's next contract, the fact that acquiring Jrue Holiday today does not make the Knicks contenders, and it would be them becoming contenders would be contingent on making another move. The fact that acquiring Jrue Holiday could make you, and in all likelihood will make you, that much more appealing to the star that you're trying to get down the road. And if you don't acquire Jrue Holiday, how much more difficult will it be to acquire said star? Because said star may have to employ some level of agency in forcing his way to the Knicks. Number 5, Jrue Holiday's fit on this team, more on offense than on defense. Although, again, if you're not getting his defense at the point guard position, does that lose a little bit of value, even in as much as it will be very valuable to the Knicks, obviously on a roster with Jalen Brunson? What are you giving up for Jrue Holiday? I don't know if I said that yet. I don't think I did. And that leads me to number 7, which is maybe the most important thing of all. What you're probably giving up, if what you're giving up is RJ Barrett, what is RJ's ceiling? And then there's a whole tree of things that emanate from that. How many picks do you need to include with RJ Barrett? Do you need to include any of your own picks if you're the Knicks, or can you do RJ plus protected picks and have that be enough? What does Portland think of RJ Barrett? There are so many layers to this, and it's one of those conversations that I knew immediately it was going to be one of those things that people would latch on to. Oh, he's 33, stop it. Or, oh, we'd have to give up RJ, stop it. Or on the flip side, Jrue Holiday's amazing. The Knicks would be insane if they didn't trade for Jrue Holiday. Like, why are you even arguing about this? If they could get him, go get him. It's an incredibly nuanced discussion. And I think there are, as you said on our text chain, like, it really is like a 50-50 thing.
So let me answer your question first, because there's one thing you didn't throw in there, and it's Jrue Holiday's performances in the playoffs.
Sure, yeah,
the last couple of years. Which
shout out to Mensa for bringing that up on the.
Mensa brought it up last night, and I had to. This is after you left. I had to tone down the playoff choker narrative that he is, because ask a Boston fan who was held to play against 2 years ago, despite not having 50, 40, 90 shooting splits. That's why you get Jrue Holiday, because he made life hell for Brown and for Tatum and for Smart for 7 games. Ask a Milwaukee fan how important he was during their playoff run when they won a title. So you said it perfectly during the most recent playoff run the Knicks had. The regular season is for style points. When you get to the playoffs, you're not like Jalen Brunson didn't have an efficient series against the Cavs, but he performed well enough and was awesome. And as a result, the Knicks behind him and other people were able to win that series. So I'm less concerned about his true shooting in the playoffs and more focused on what Jrue Holiday brings.
And he brings so much. He is the classic guy of like, does not need to shoot well to play well, to borrow a phrase of a coach you'd probably very much like to have.
So
Jrue Holiday on his roster.
Taking whatever he is in the playoffs into consideration, the number one thing that I would rank in this conversation, as far as I'm concerned, is cost. Okay. Because if it's RJ and 2 protected picks, I can't say that like the Knicks would be wrong to make that move. I just can't.
Enticing.
If they do that, I'm not going to be here on a live stream after with us reacting, being like, it was RJ and 2 protected picks, guys. Like, I can't. They didn't give up any of their own picks, which will be very enticing. These other things quickly on an extension, Grimes, whoever, Randall, all these other things that could be enticing to Philly next summer. You know, that will still be here.
And I'm going to give a plug to the newsletter. If you're curious, like, well, why shouldn't it be Grimes or why shouldn't it be Quickly? Read what's today? Thursday's Knicks Film School newsletter. There are cap reasons why it is, and roster reasons why it is makes a lot more sense for RJ to be in the deal than either Quickly or Grimes as the carrot. The
second thing is age, which I think then bleeds into, because of his age, do you want to commit that extension to him because of his age? Do you think people will want to pair up with him in the future? Like, the age is the second thing.
To me, the money, I don't want to say $40 million a year is meaningless, but like where the Knicks are headed, the money kind of doesn't matter because they're never going to be under the cap. They're going to exceed the luxury tax, and in all likelihood, at some point in the next 4 years, if things go as they want them to go, they will exceed the second apron. But it's a matter of, do they have their ducks in order before they do that? So like, it's not the money for me. It's much more like, what is Jrue Holiday still is he 85% of what we now know is Jrue Holiday in 4 years? Is he 60% of what is he in 3 years? What is he in 4 years? And these are difficult, nuanced conversations that I think there's a chance that 37-year-old Jrue Holiday is still damn good, even if he's not as good as he is right now. Man, I don't know.
My only thought is this is where getting Jalen Brunson at a bargain is so
helps.
And this is where, honestly, much as people want to shit on him, this is why getting Julius Randle at a bargain is so useful, because you can splurge on a Jrue Holiday before making the star trade. And as we've heard from many a talking head, the Knicks are in position to make multiple trades to improve their roster toward championship contention. So this doesn't have to be an all-in move or framed as an all-in move.
Well, the other can't be an all-in move.
Well, so the other element of this is RJ. Like, do you believe that what he did in the playoffs was unlock something that we hadn't seen yet, the fully realized version of him, and this upcoming season he is waiting to break out? Or do you believe that 8-game playoff sample and whatever you thought of his FIBA was enough to raise his value enough that he can be the centerpiece of a Jrue Holiday trade? Yeah, that's why, to what you were hinting at in our text chain, if the Knicks made a trade for Jrue Holiday tomorrow, I'd be like, I get it. If they didn't, and it was like, we'd rather roll with what we have, I'd be like, I get it.
Yeah.
Both sides are kind of equal as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I'm probably slightly more pro than against, but I think that's a fair assessment.
John, same. I'm probably I'm intrigued by the thought of a closing lineup with Brunson, Holiday, Josh Hart, or Quickly, or Grimes. Like, there's so much defense next to Brunson that I have no Brunson concerns anymore. The flip side is like, well, if you're getting someone 10 years younger in Quentin Grimes and Emmanuel Quickly just to be that, and you don't have to fully commit what the salary is going to be next year or any of the chips, like, RJ's going to sit in crunch time anyway if he's struggling,
That says a lot right there.